It started like many stories in the entertainment world do, not with facts, but with a fleeting image, a cryptic caption, and a timeline that didn't quite add up. The night in question, that night, wasn't originally supposed to mean anything. It was, at first glance, just another evening in Istanbul's glossy celebrity scene. But then the narrative began to twist. No one knew exactly what happened. But everyone had a version of the story. It began with a disappearance. On a Friday night 2 years ago, Demet Özdemir had posted a stunning selfie from her hotel suite balcony. She wore a silky champagne-colored dress, her hair styled in soft waves, her eyes tired but glowing. The caption read, "A long day, time to recharge." Nothing unusual, until hours later, the post vanished. By morning, the photo was gone. Demet had stopped posting altogether. For over 72 hours, she was completely silent. No Instagram stories. No tweets. No paparazzi sightings. Not even a publicist's generic "taking time for herself" message. And in the world of celebrity PR, silence is rarely neutral, it's a red flag. The next breadcrumb came from the Turkish gossip blog Günaydın magazine, which published a grainy photo of a black SUV arriving at the back entrance of an upscale Bosphorus hotel late that same night. The woman stepping out wore a long coat and mask, but her eyes were unmistakable. It was Demet. Alongside her was a male figure, unidentified, slightly hunched, wearing a hoodie. Some believed it to be a co-star. Others whispered darker possibilities. An ex. A secret lover. A powerful producer. The blog post was mysteriously taken down within 48 hours. But the damage had been done. The internet never forgets. What followed was an online storm of speculation. Fans, sleuths, and gossip addicts across platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok pieced together digital clues, frame by frame. An untagged wine glass seen in the background of a story from earlier that day. A strange voice heard saying, "Wait, don't film yet," just before one of her Instagram lives cut off. A mirror reflection in a now deleted photo that showed 2 people in the room, though only one was mentioned in the caption. Even her nail polish became a clue, changing from red to nude within 24 hours, sparking theories of timeline manipulation. Fan edits on YouTube with titles like "Demet's 3 Days That Disappeared" racked up millions of views. Some called it a PR stunt. Some believed she was hiding an emotional breakdown. Some swore she had been betrayed by someone close to her. At the center of it all was the question, what happened inside that hotel room? The juiciest rumor came from an alleged staff member at the hotel who claimed Demet had been involved in a heated argument with a man. Voices were reportedly raised. A glass was broken. Security was called. But the matter was handled privately, they said. No police report. No CCTV footage released. No names given. Was it real? Or just a fictional tabloid fantasy born from anonymous forums? It didn't matter. The rumor stuck. Mainstream Turkish media, known for walking a tightrope between scandal and respect, danced carefully around the issue. Tabloids used vague phrases like, "a stressful weekend for the beloved actress." Özdemir seen leaving hotel with tense expression. Friends deny rumors of a private altercation. She was photographed days later, leaving a yoga studio in oversized sunglasses, lips pressed tightly, head down. The tabloids ran it under one word, silent. She gave no interviews. Posted no explanations. The silence fueled the fire. Her comment sections turned into battlegrounds. "We love you, Demet, stay strong. What happened that night? You owe us the truth. Don't let them destroy you. We believe in you." Others weren't so kind. She was accused of being manipulative, of hiding a scandal, of trying to curate an image of perfection that no longer held. Theories multiplied. Every new photo, every facial expression was interpreted as a clue. Behind the scenes, industry insiders speculated that Demet had been advised to wait it out. Talking could make things worse. Admitting to anything, even something harmless, might only confirm the worst assumptions. There were rumors she was negotiating a major international contract. That silence was part of the deal. Others said she was deeply affected emotionally, and needed time to process what had happened before facing the world. Either way, the result was the same: the silence became louder than any press release could have been. And so, for 2 years, fans were left with fragments. A deleted post. A blurry photo. A nervous look at a press event. A friend's unfollow and sudden refollow. A single sentence from an interviewer she never answered. Do you feel like people misunderstood what happened back then? Her lips parted. She smiled faintly. Then the subject changed. Until now. Because recently, in a moment that no one expected, but everyone hoped for, Demet Özdemir finally spoke. And what she revealed was not what anyone thought. It happened on a quiet Tuesday evening: no red carpet, no press junket, no dramatic trailer. Just a single notification: Demet Özdemir is live. Fans froze. Screens lit up. Within seconds, over 130,000 people were watching the Instagram live that would change everything. Dressed in a soft gray sweater, no makeup, hair loosely tied, Demet appeared on screen looking almost unrecognizable, not because she was hiding, but because for the first time, she wasn't performing. She was just Demet. And she was ready to talk. I've been thinking about this moment for a very long time, she began, voice slightly trembling. There are truths I've carried that I thought I could live with, but silence has its own weight. And mine has become too heavy. The comments exploded. We love you. Take your time, Queen. It's finally happening. She didn't smile. She didn't cry. She just breathed, and spoke. Demet started not with the night itself, but with the silence that followed. I wasn't ready. Not emotionally, not professionally. I was afraid of judgment, of being misunderstood, of losing control over my own story. She admitted that advisors told her to stay quiet, that speaking would fuel the fire. But in doing so, she watched a different narrative take control, one that turned her into either a victim or a villain, depending on the headline. I realized, people weren't asking what happened. They were deciding what happened. Then came the moment. Demet took a long pause, then looked directly at the camera. I met with someone I trusted, someone I had worked with. We had history. We were supposed to have a conversation, nothing more. I didn't think it would turn into what it did. Her voice grew quieter. There was tension. There were words said that hurt. It wasn't violent. But it was emotionally violating. She paused again. I felt cornered. Like my voice didn't matter in that room. I walked out because staying would have meant losing a part of myself. As expected, questions flooded the comments. Was it an ex? A producer? An actor? Demet chose not to say. The identity of the other person isn't important. This isn't about them. This is about me reclaiming something I lost that night, my power. She made it clear she wasn't interested in canceling anyone or starting a media war. This isn't revenge. This is relief. She admitted she'd spiraled in the days after that night. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I questioned myself constantly. Did I overreact? Did I misread the situation? Should I have stayed quiet forever? She revealed that therapy became her lifeline. That some people in her circle drifted away, not everyone wants to see you stand in your truth. And that others stood by her, even when she couldn't stand on her own. Perhaps the most powerful moment came when she explained what that silence really was. People thought I was hiding something. But in truth, I was healing something. She held up a small leather journal, one she'd kept since that night. Every page is filled with things I wanted to scream out loud but didn't know how. And now I don't have to hide them anymore. The live ended after 42 minutes. No Q&A. No theatrics. Just a final message: if there's one thing I've learned, it's this: your silence will always serve someone. But your voice? That can set you free. She ended with a small, almost imperceptible smile. And the screen went black. Within minutes, the hashtag started trending worldwide. Hashtag Demet speaks, hashtag that night, hashtag her truth. Clips from the live were posted on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Reactions poured in from fans, celebrities, journalists, and mental health advocates. Some called her brave. Others asked why now? A few, inevitably, accused her of playing the victim. But the majority? They listened. And they stood with her. In less than an hour, Demet Özdemir had taken control of a story that had been used against her for 2 years. She didn't name names. She didn't cry for sympathy. She simply told the truth. And the most shocking part? The truth wasn't scandalous. It was simple. It was human. It was raw. And it was hers. When Demet Özdemir ended her live broadcast, the silence that followed wasn't empty. It was electric. Within 10 minutes, Twitter was flooded. Hashtags like hashtag Demet speaks, hashtag her voice matters, and hashtag that night were trending not just in Turkey, but globally. In Milan, fans projected "We Hear You" Demet onto the side of a gallery. In Sao Paulo, a mural featuring her quote, "Your silence will always serve someone" appeared within 48 hours. From gossip sites to global publications, the coverage was immediate and relentless. The Guardian titled Turkish star Demet Özdemir breaks silence in poignant 42-minute address. Variety wrote, Özdemir takes control of narrative in candid Instagram reveal. Hurriyet said, "İlk kez konuştu, o gaze hakkında merak edilen her say." Even CNN International requested an interview. Support flooded in from unexpected corners. Hazal Kaya reposted the live with a heart and fire emoji. Hand Ursel commented, "This is what real strength looks like." Even Hollywood's Bella Hadid posted, "It takes courage to choose yourself." Respect. But not all responses were positive. One former co-star posted a cryptic tweet, "There are always two sides to every hotel room." Fans speculated. Was it a dig? Was it guilt? Was it deflection? No names were mentioned. But whispers became louder. Demet's fanbase mobilized like an army. They launched the hashtag #TrustHer movement, encouraging women to reclaim stories that had been taken from them. They created a website documenting her timeline, her projects, and now, her truth. TikTokers stitched her live with personal stories of survival. Instagram creators started journaling like Demet challenges. Young women across continents were writing their own silences into something loud. Several brands that had remained quiet during her 2-year silence publicly reaffirmed support. L'Oréal Turkey said, "She is not only worth it, she is a force." Netflix Mina pinned her statement on their Instagram story with the caption, "Courage is contagious." But others quietly backed away. A jewelry brand removed a campaign with her, without comment. A production company postponed a series she was slated to star in. Demet didn't respond. She didn't need to. In the days and weeks that followed, something unexpected happened. Not just around Demet, but within her. Demet began appearing at women's panels, hosting small roundtables with journalists and young creatives. She gave her first post-reveal interview to a Turkish feminist podcast, not a glossy magazine. Not a Netflix PR clip. But a raw, no-sponsor conversation titled, "Silence, and What We Let It Become." She announced she would be founding Sesim Değilsin, a foundation offering legal and psychological support to women in creative industries navigating workplace harassment or emotional trauma. Rather than retreating, Demet doubled down. She signed on to produce a docu-series about women in Turkish cinema who had been erased from history. She began writing a book, part memoir, part journal, part manifesto. Her next film project wasn't a rom-com or a melodrama, it was a psychological thriller exploring gaslighting and perception. A role she said terrified her, in the best way. "I'm not here to be anyone's fantasy anymore. I'm here to be my own. Some fans struggled with this newer, sharper version of Demet. She wasn't always soft. She didn't smile as easily in interviews. She didn't explain herself anymore. But the ones who stayed? They loved her more than ever. Because she wasn't just a screen icon now. She was a mirror,